Everybody. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in to Meet Your Major Week and for learning more about university studies. I'm not the star of the show this evening, but just want to hand it off to Paige Wyatt, who is from University Studies, and we'll go ahead and get started.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to University Studies, the academic home for exploring and undecided students. Okay, just a second here. Okay, sorry. I've got a little bit of difficulty here. I didn't have my presentation queued up. Sorry about that. Okay, we'll start from the beginning. University Studies, the home for exploring and undecided students. Welcome. In tonight's presentation, you will learn about the University Studies Department. We'll discuss what it means to be an exploring or undecided student. You'll understand how to go from being undecided to declared. We'll look at some sample schedules. You'll see how to contact us, and then we'll have time for questions. For technical help, in order to make sure that everyone can hear me, please mute yourself on your phone, tablet, or your PC. If you have questions, you can use the chat feature, and we'll address those questions at the end of the presentation. The presentation will be recorded and made available on admissions webinar website. And if you're not able to hear me, you can access the meeting by calling the number on the screen. The event number is there, as well as the password. So if you can make a note of that. My name is Paige Wyatt, and I am an academic advisor in University Studies in the Academic Advising Center. In addition to working with exploring students in University Studies, I'm the dedicated academic advisor for pre-medicine intake students. And those are students who are interested in pursuing professional school like medical or dental school after graduation, but they're undecided on which major is the best fit for them. I've worked at MSU for 10 years, all of which has been advising students in one capacity or another. Before joining MSU, I worked with children and families in a variety of settings, including schools, healthcare facilities, juvenile justice settings, and child welfare. I love my job. The best part of my job is working with students, which I get to do every single day. And like most people who live in Bozeman, I love the outdoors. I spend my free time Nordic skiing, trail running, and mountain biking. So what is University Studies anyway? University Studies is the academic home for exploring and undecided students. We're a team of advisors and educators who offer personalized academic advising for exploring students. We also provide supplemental advising for students in declared majors. We teach several courses such as US 101 first year seminar and COMEX 111 Intro to Public Speaking. We coordinate the National Student Exchange Program for MSU students, which allows them to exchange with a participating domestic college or university. We offer specialized advising in pre-med and pre-law, but most importantly, University Studies is the major designation for students who are exploring their options before they declare. Starting MSU in University Studies is a smart choice. We know a lot of people have asked you what you're majoring in, and we know that being undecided might be a little stressful. However, being undecided is totally normal, and we think you've made a smart choice to start in University Studies. This is because over half of MSU students change their major at least once before they graduate. Our goal is to help you find the best academic fit by helping you identify both classes and experiences that align with your strengths interests, values, and goals. Plus, we'll introduce you to new courses and majors you may not have considered. When someone asks you what your major is, don't tell them you're just going to take care of your gen eds while you figure it out. Tell them you're exploring your options, trying new things, and setting yourself up to make the best decision. You're not alone in being undecided. In fact, university studies students make up between 10 to 15% of the incoming class. That is about, we have about 1,500 students in our department. And in addition, we have 7,000 student visits coming in and out of the Academic Advising Center and our offices. We have students with a range of interests and abilities, both inside and outside of the classroom. And they work one-on-one with an advisor every semester to pick classes to help them explore their options. University studies students make informed decisions which ensure that most university studies students are ready to declare in their second or third semester at MSU. So how does advising work in university studies? We require students to meet with us once a semester. Some students need a minimal amount of guidance and help, and others like meeting with us more frequently throughout the semester. In either case, your advisor will ask you a lot of questions and encourage you to think about your strengths, interests, goals, and values. We will share information and provide recommendations. However, every decision that you make about your major will be yours. Moving from undecided to declare, how does it work? Choosing your major is an important process that may take a little time. This process requires your active participation, but know that your advisor is here to support you and help you on your path. To help you go from undecided to declare, you'll need to both reflect and actively explore. This screen lists some sample activities advisors might recommend to you. Our recommendations will vary by student depending on your unique needs and interests. Completing such activities and talking about them with your advisor will help you make an informed decision about your future major. I wanted to share a couple of examples of sample schedules with course lists that students might take to help you understand how we might put together courses for you in your first academic semester at MSU. So lots of students are interested in exploring business, whether looking at business as a major or business as a minor, or they've got a couple of different interests, including business. And so to see some of those courses, we would always have a first-year seminar, and there's a business seminar that focuses on the College of Business and all the options they have over there. We would also add a math class because anything that's in STEM or business requires some math. Economics is important in business. It also fulfills a core requirement that will mean if a student doesn't declare business, they can still utilize this class to fulfill a general education requirement. We always recommend college writing in the first academic year. And then we would look at another core, like a science core. And this constellation of classes would allow a student to explore the College of Business while also completing core requirements, or what some students call general education, to keep them on track for graduation. Or they could choose an elective if they're interested in Spanish or another foreign language. We have lots of students who come to Montana State who are interested in sustainability, environment, and environmental issues. Looking again at a different constellation of classes, we might suggest something like the COMEX 111, Intro to Public Speaking. Anything involved in STEM requires math again, so we might place a calculus class in there. Many of the plant and animal science-based majors, including the environmental sciences, will require a science course called Principles of Biological Diversity, BioB 170. So this would be a course that we would place on a student schedule so that they could explore the different options and have a core class as well as a major class completed for many of those environmentally based majors. We also have the college writing in here, and again, 2 other options for classes. Again, environmental science and society, which could be a major requirement and or a core, or something like liberal studies 103, gateway to sustainability studies. That is one of the requirements for the sustainability studies minor, or it could count as elective credit. We have lots of people who are interested in working and helping others. And so this is another constellation of classes that a student might have if they're interested in helping others. Again, we would have a first-year seminar that helps students get connected to other students on campus as well as a faculty. They also would be doing critical reading and writing at the college level. So this is a very common first semester course. Again, we would place a math class in there. Many of the helping professions don't require the linear math of college algebra or calculus, so we would complete something like contemporary math instead. This is a fantastic course that's required in many of the helping professions majors, so it will fulfill a major and or a core requirement for graduation. Again, you'll see college writing on there. And then we have a science class that's based in microbiology. This would focus on microbes. It's called Unseen Universe, and it's taught by a fantastic instructor. So lots of students will take this class, and it will fulfill one of those science core requirements. Or they could take something like CHTH205, Drugs and Society. This is required in some of the helping professions, or it could be counted as an elective class. So those are just 3 sort of sample schedules to give you an idea of what your first semester courses might look like here at MSU. So our offices are open Monday through Friday from 8 to 5. We offer call-in advising for quick questions Monday through Friday, or we recommend appointments for more significant conversations. So students who have done some of the reflection and active participation in deciding their majors, having a more substantive conversation, we would certainly recommend that in an appointment. Also sitting down and looking through courses for each semester, we would recommend that that would not be a quick call-in, but that we would spend 30 minutes or more with a student to get that done. Our offices are located in Gaines Hall. We have someone who answers the phone every day at the phone number listed there. And then the general advising at montana.edu, that is answered by advisors in our offices. So I think we are here at the end. And I don't know, Molly, should I stop sharing my screen? I can't see the chat from here. So.
Yeah, either way works. We did get a couple questions, so I'm happy to read those off to you.
Sure.
I think one of the first questions that we got was, what does the first year seminar teach?
So every course at MSU has learning outcomes. And so first year seminar, the learning outcomes are problem solving, critical thinking, effective communication, both writing and oral communication. So the typical seminars are reading writing based and include the convocation book. So every year a book is chosen and all the freshmen read it. And so some of the themes from that shared reading would be discussed. They'll do short writes, required to do some oral presentations. Sometimes those are in the form of a tchotchke, sometimes those are in the form of doing a small research project that's then presented to the class. You can find all of that information actually on the website. If you look at MSU Core, it will have the learning outcomes and some of the sort of descriptions of those. So if you wanted more, you can either email advising with that and I can send you the links to those, or you can find that on the website by typing MSU Core into the search bar on the top right-hand corner.
Awesome, thank you. Another question that we got is, will being on the university studies track and in the program affect my four-year graduation track?
That's always a question that we get. We have students, 93% of our students are declared by the end of their third semester and are well on their way to completing their degree requirements in 4 years. Some of this timing to graduation falls on the shoulders of the student. Students need to take an active role in figuring out which major is the best fit for them. And if that process takes a little bit longer, then it can add time to degree. The other thing to consider is if a student is interested in one of the heavy math related majors, like engineering, math preparation and placement is extremely important in order to make a 4-year degree plan. So sort of the short answer to that question is yes, but there are nuances to that based on math placement and the track of math that students need, because many of our students at MSU come in below college level math, and so if they're interested in something like engineering and they need some developmental math to get them up to college level math, and then they need 4 semesters of calc. They also have to have college algebra plus pre-calc to get to the calc series. So right there, you've got 6 semesters or more of math. And so it just really depends on the major. But many of our students make it to graduation in 4 years. So I hope that answers that question.
Yeah, no, that's super helpful. Thank you. Another question we got was, does university studies help students who are transitioning from one degree program to another?
That's a great question. Yes. A majority of the students who transition, if they come in declared, let's say in environmental science, snow science, and they've decided that that's really not what they're interested in and they want to explore different options, then we have most of those students who transition through our office. So sort of the great thing about working with advisors in our office is that we know all the first and second curricula of every single major and minor on campus. So when a student talks to us about their interests, instead of just pulling from one curricula or one department, we pull from everything that's available. So we have 130 major options and many minor options. So we can pull in some of those courses to help a student actively explore and determine if an area is right for them. So yeah, we work with the majority of those transitioning students, and we have a fantastic woman in our department who sort of specializes in transition advising. But you know, like I said, all the advisors in our office know every single course for the first 2 years of every single major and minor. So we feel very comfortable helping students look at different options in transition and then apply whatever they've done in their previous major and see how we can be strategic about applying those to their future major.
Awesome, thank you. Another question is, what is the best way for students to continue their relationship with their advisor, not only within the university studies program, but really throughout their entire 4 years? What's kind of some advice that you can give there?
Well, one of the things that sometimes is hard for first year students to sort of master is communication and advocating for what they need. So I would recommend consistent communication with your assigned advisor, and a certain level of engagement, and utilizing them as a resource and a tool to help you find what you need, navigate the institution. Now, advising in each department works a little bit differently. So all of the advisors in our office are professional class advisors. And although we do teach in our department, we are not faculty advisors. So there's sort of a distinction between professional advisors and faculty advisors. And many departments will have students in their first and second year work with a professional advisor, and then they will transition them in junior and senior year to their faculty advisor. And they really see that faculty advisor as a mentor to, graduation and beyond, sort of connecting them to the workplace, connecting them to other things like that. So, but some other majors will have an advisor assigned to them in their freshman year, and that same advisor will sign their graduation paperwork as a senior. So in architecture, we have a lovely woman, Rachel Ortego, and she takes the students from matriculation to graduation. So it just depends on the department, but I would say never being afraid to ask for anyone's time, whether that's your advisor or an instructor or an RA or any other sort of support person on campus. Practicing those communication skills. I do always get emails from students that it's like, hey, what's my PIN number? And it comes from like radshredder99@gmail.com. And I don't even know who that student is. So please, students, say, hi, Mrs. Wyatt, my name is X, Y, and Z. I'm asking for blah, 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 and then sign your email with your actual name. And don't leave it up to your email, because I don't know who radshredder99@gmail.com is. So I would say that for sure, regular communication and really advocating for yourself what you need, and never being shy about asking for people's time.
Awesome advice. We've got 2 more questions. This next one's a little bit quicker, and then we'll finish up with our last one. But how long can students stay within the University Studies program?
That's a really great question. We can't force anyone to move out of university studies. So, we can strongly encourage, and but a majority, like I said, of our students are declared by the end of their third semester. And that's sort of the sweet spot, because after third semester, some of the majors become highly structured and sequential. So we really try to work hard and have our students declared by end of first year, but by end of third semester, so right before winter break as a sophomore. If a student can be declared by then we can make sure that we're not missing any of their requirements moving forward. But we do have some students that sit with us until they're juniors, because it just takes them longer. And so we're pulling together all of those pieces, trying to make sure that they're still meeting degree requirements and still meeting the requirements to graduate on time. But yeah, so I'd say 95% of the students are declared by end of third semester, and that's sort of the sweet spot. So end of first year or end of third semester is probably the best time. But like I said, we can't force students to do anything, so they have to officially declare when they feel that that's right for them.
Awesome. Well, last question that we'll wrap up with today is, how would you give students the confidence to enroll in a university if they didn't know exactly what they wanted to do?
Well, I guess the thing that I talk about a lot with students is just my belief that education creates space in the world for who you want to become. And so education, from my perspective, provides a springboard for you to make your space in the world a little bit larger, and to craft a life for yourself. So Even if you are unsure about what you want to do here at MSU, we provide lots of services that can help with that, not only through university studies and academic advising, but we partner with career services, and we have some interest inventories, and we have experienced career coaches that can help the students explore what they want to do as a career, and then we sort of figure out which academic expression would help them meet those career goals. So to give them the confidence, yeah, I mean, I just believe strongly, obviously I've worked in higher education for many years, that education is something that no one in the world can take away from you once you have it, and to create some space in the world for yourself, adding more education to provide opportunities for yourself is a good thing. And that taking the risk to do that, I think, is a worthwhile risk and a worthwhile investment. But it does require that you as the student step in and take ownership of this experience and ask for what you need, and then utilize the resources that are here to help you craft that path and support you in your process.
Awesome. Thank you for all your answers, Paige, and thanks to everyone for the questions, and thank you to all our attendees for being on this presentation and being a part of Meet Your Major Week. But we hope this was helpful for everybody, and if any questions arise, do not hesitate to reach out to either Paige, our Academic Advising Center, Office of Admissions, or really anyone across MSU's campus. We are more than happy to help as questions come up, especially as some of you are looking to finalize your college decision. But yeah, thank you so much, everyone. Have a great rest of your evening and take care.